Welcome back to another episode of the Make Each Click Count podcast. I'm your host, Andy Splichal, and today we have an exciting conversation lined up that's going to be all about scaling your email outreach for business growth. Our guest today is Nikita, the founder of Maildoso, a sales SaaS that's on track for $5 million in revenue this year. Maildoso is making waves in the world of e-commerce outreach, automating domain setup and mailbox creation, and helping businesses achieve unmatched deliverability. With Google and Microsoft tightening the reins on cold email practices, Nikita and his team have crafted a platform that maximizes deliverability and simplifies the process of setting up hundreds of domains and emails in minutes. If you are looking to scale your cold outreach program of emails, improve your deliverability, and boost your sales conversion, stay tuned because Nikita is about to share some incredible insights. All right, welcome to the show, Nikita.
Thanks for having me.
So let's start. Can you tell us what inspired you to create Maildoso, and how did you identify the need for a tool like this in the market?
Yeah, that's a good question. So, it turns out that if you, instead of sending hundreds or even thousands of emails from one single mailbox, if you spread this volume across multiple mailboxes and you will send 20 emails per day maximum, you can get insane bump in results of your cold email campaigns because your main enemy is a spam filter. And if your open rates are 20% or less, it means most of your emails land in spam. So we in my previous company called backlinkswappers.com, we were using cold email for outreach, and we quickly realized that okay, so using this tactic, we can get way better outcomes from cold email. And then scaling mailboxes become a real issue because, well, it takes a lot of time to set them up. And also, at first, we were using Google mailboxes, and they were suspending our accounts because, well, they don't allow to use their mailboxes for cold outreach. So we started developing our own infrastructure. And then I was sharing with my friends how we automatically set up hundreds of mailboxes. We were sending, by the way, over 10,000 emails per day, and we managed to acquire over 600 customers using only cold email. And I was sharing with my friends how we do cold email, how we automatically set up domains, how we spin up IP addresses and stuff. And there was can you teach me how to do the same? I was like, all right, well, that's gonna be a little bit challenging because I have to teach. And then I decided to just to make a product to make it incredibly simple for them. And then we realized that there is a huge demand on the market for services like that. So we pivoted the company, and now we are Maildoso.
How long? When did you guys launch?
Us Maildoso, we launched in October last year.
So
but
October
we
of
were
23?
yeah. But we were building this infrastructure for 1.5 years before we actually became Maildoso, because cold email infrastructure, it's incredibly complex thing.
Yeah.
Mostly because of the IP addresses shortage on the market.
So you've launched a year ago, but you've hit 5 million. You're on pace to do 5 million in revenue this year. That's huge. So
But
obviously, the market for it, there's a demand. Is there anybody else doing this?
yeah, there is quite a few competitors, but they not even close to in terms of performance what we provide to our customers. Our biggest customers, they send close to hundreds of thousands cold email per day, and they literally printing money. They are happiest people on earth. Honestly, I talk to them, and every time we jump on the call, they have wide smile, they relaxed. I know they do okay.
So if you, let's say the company abc.com, just for example, so you're sending it through other domains. What are the emails? What's the end user sees coming in?
They see they see mailboxes, like andy@abcteam.com or andy@tryabc.com. So that type of mailboxes, that type of domains. And if they click on your domain in your signature, or like they would want to like see, what's the getabc.com, they will be redirected to your main domain, which is abc.com. So
I think you had mentioned what if you weren't at 30% open rate, then you're getting hit with spam. So you're not getting to the
yeah,
you're not getting the emails. What percentage are your clients getting as far as their open rates?
we don't know, but we actively encourage our customers to reach out to us if their numbers below 50%, and we actually help them. We have a dedicated team that does so they do an analytics of the of the campaign, and then give actionable advice on what you can do to improve your cold email. And it's most of the things that are, we have the cold email deliverability guide on our website. It's in the footer, and there's like a few things that if you do right, you will always have insane results. And it's not necessary you need to use Maildoso. You can, even if you use like Google to send cold emails, if you follow these rules, you always gonna get like good results.
Now, cold email can be controversial. If you don't, I mean, if you don't have, where do you come from? Do you have the rights to email them? How do you guys ensure compliance practices for outbound marketing with cold emails?
Yeah, so like for sure you want to stay compliant, and it's not that difficult, to be honest. Like so in the US there is a Spam Can Act that regulates the industry, and it requires, there is like simple requirements that you need to follow in order to stay compliant. It's totally legal to cold outreach companies, and if you forbidden this, like there will be like a ton of industries that will just stop working, because well, there's like certain types of products that people just don't Google, like how to buy Airbus, and instead like Airbus sales team have to kind of reach out to their customers proactively. All like enterprise sales built around like sales team proactively reach out to their customers. So we it's like we don't so we ask our customers to follow these rules to stay compliant, and I highly encourage everyone to follow these rules.
Now, you had mentioned before that you're setting up a ton of emails and you're only sending like 20 emails per thing. Are you reusing those emails, or is it a one-time use and then they're done?
Do you mean like leads or?
Well, no, when you're sending out the emails to cold outreach.
Yeah, so that what most of our customers do, they have, let's say, 12 or 40 or I don't know, 100 mailboxes, and they warm them up, and then they use them for outreach up until the point they get burned. Like at some point, if you receive too many spam complaints, and well, if you do cold outreach, you will receive some spam complaints, that's for sure, because like people did not expect you to email them. And then when your inbox get too many spam complaints, it becomes burned. And then, well, what is going to happen is the Google and Microsoft, and that's primary reason you don't want to send emails from your main domain. They're going to place all emails from your domain into spam. And there is a simple process of recovering them. So like if you hit into that, you just need to, stop doing cold outreach from these specific mailboxes, but keep warming them up for a few weeks and they will recover. So in other words, you can keep using them, for as long as you need.
Now, besides cold outreach, I mean, I've had clients who maybe they haven't hit their email list in a while, but when they do, they start seeing that their emails are lower. Maybe they have a 20% open rate, even though these are former customers. Does that mean that they have been somehow labeled as spam? And can a customer like that use your guys' service?
It's a very interesting, like for the opt-in email marketing. There is no good solution for that. But basically, yes, spam filters of Google and Microsoft filter them out, like filter those emails as spam, and vast majority of their customers just don't see them if they have 20% open rate. That's true. So like in ideal situation, you want to have like anything about 50. Some of our customers claim they get like 90% open rate.
That's crazy.
Like, yeah. I couldn't believe when they sent this to me. I asked like, "What's your campaign stats?" And like a customer sent me a breakdown by their customers. It's a lead gen agency, and one of them was like 90%. Insane.
How do you track open rates? Is that through your system?
Typically, the sending platform that our customers use track open rates.
Got it. So walk me through what's the process like? You get a new client. What's the boarding process?
It's very simple. They select a plan on the website, and then we start asking, "What's your main domain?" And we generate a few secondary domain ideas, like as I said, like get abc.com or abcteam.com and stuff. So they select those domains they want to buy, and then they set up a domain redirect. Then we ask how they want to call their mailboxes. And then we also provide them with a mastering box. So we ask like, how do you want to call your mastering box that will collect all replies from those emails? Because it could be like thousands of mailboxes. No email client will survive that. So, and then it's done. And in less than 5 minutes, they have like all their mailboxes and domains ready, and they can just one click upload them to their sending software. And yeah.
So they're using their own ESP, their own email service provider to send these?
They use our, so we are technically email service provider.
Okay.
Yeah, but they use like email automation software like Apollo.io or SmartLead or Instantly AI or Sales Handy or any other. So we integrate it with 9 cold email platforms at the moment, and the list is growing.
And you said there's other people doing this. What makes Maildoso different than those competitors you have?
Yeah. I think we figured out a unique way to send emails. So most of our competitors, they provide with a dedicated IP, which is great when you do opt-in email marketing, but awful if you do cold email, because when it's blacklisted, that's it, game over. You cannot use it anymore. And we, instead of like using, so we realized, okay, so we need a solution that won't bother our customers, and our customers don't even know there is IP or it can be blacklisted, because their emails being sent from hundreds of IP addresses. And if one of them got blacklisted, they don't even notice this, and our system automatically pull this IP and replace it with a new one. And then, we just keep rotating these IP addresses. So, and because of that, our customers don't have this problem with IP blacklisting.
And how does your system detect if an IP address has been blacklisted?
Oh, we have automated checks, like that happens every day.
Then it's just ongoing checking to see if it's blacklisted. So
Yeah,
how is your guys' fee structure set? Is that per email, per setup fee? How does that work?
yeah, that's a good question. So we charge per mailbox, and we charge on a quarterly basis. So our customers, so like our lowest plan is $99 every 3 months, so which is effectively $30 a month. And we actually also provide domains for free. So like domain registration cost is included in this price. So this is how it works. And of course, it scales when you need more mailboxes.
How many does the basic plan cover? How many emails can you be sending a month with that?
Yeah, with the smallest plan that includes 12 mailboxes, and then you can send up to 30 cold emails per day from each. So it's like, let me do my math.
So 30
Yeah, so
times
it's
12, what's that, 360?
360 cold emails per day. Yeah,
Got it.
that's
Okay.
correct.
And what kind of, I mean, we had mentioned the 50% to over 50 and 1% over 90, but what kind of other success stories have you heard from clients?
Well, we have, as I said, we have customers that getting literally like close to 1,000 positive replies each day. Of course, they have like large scale acquisition system built in. It took them like um, a long time to do, but it's certainly possible. We also getting a lot of positive feedback from our customers, and from time to time, I get like they send me screenshots with. One of the customers just recently sent me a screenshot, and there was like 25% reply rate. I was like, "What? It's insane! 25% reply rate. It's huge, more than most people have open rate." And we get a ton of screenshots like that. We have a internal chat for this, so that I share these screenshots with the whole team so that they can see they're doing a great job. And of course, we have a ton of positive reviews on G2 and other websites, and like people saying about insane results they start getting with us. So.
So do you think
And honest,
yeah, go ahead.
yeah, and I was about to say that honestly, like in the B2B space, if you sell something B2B and cold email is not your primary uh, acquisition channel, there's like probably you're doing something wrong, and most likely the issue is in your tech stack. And just tweaking a few pieces of it, you can just you can make it insanely effective.
We're talking about cold email outreach. Do you help your clients acquire these email lists, or do you work as a broker? I mean, where are your clients getting these cold emails to do their outreach with?
Um, like most of people right now use Apollo, so they go to apollo.io and then they purchase leads from them because it's cost efficient. They have a huge database, and it's good quality comparing to some other providers. But some of them also use they scrape LinkedIn. They use different tools for that, and they provide them email address of leads. Some use ZoomInfo and other databases, but there is quite handful on the market, decent ones. I also highly recommend. So like if you do cold email and you essentially you need to know what's your total market. Like if you sell to marketers, you need to know like how many marketers out there, and ideally you want to have their all email addresses in your database and you want to reach out to them every once in a while, one of the biggest mistakes that people do is that they export, let's say, I don't know, 100 or 200 leads from Apollo and send them emails and getting 1-2 positive replies or close to nothing, and then they don't really scale their campaigns. However, if their market is huge in terms of people, it makes sense to kind of increase your volume and and book a lot of sales meetings.
Now, you had mentioned B2B. What about, would this work for B2C, and do you have any B2C clients?
No, we actually intentionally put this into terms that people cannot use Maildoso for B2C outreach. So because we primarily a platform for B2B cold outreach, there's other services they can find on the internet for B2C.
Why did you make that distinction?
Well, first of all, to stay compliant. And secondly, because it's a lot more trickier in most of the countries, it's illegal to email individuals without their permission, which is not the case for B2B. And
so you can email businesses, but not individuals without permission.
Yeah, exactly.
Got it. Okay. Now, I guess one last question is, do you think, is this sustainable? I mean, is this something that you think will last 5-10 years, you'll still be doing this? Or is this one of those things where, you've kind of found the loophole right now, but sooner or later you think Google might, be able to stop this kind of practice?
Based on what major email service providers like Google and Microsoft, based on what they do, it's clear that they are very well aware of B2B cold outreach, and they are okay with that. There is a lot of pressure on them from the because there is a shortage of IP addresses I mentioned previously. So in blacklisting companies, they pressure on them, and they effectively can shut down the whole Google or the whole Microsoft by blacklisting all their IP addresses. So that they have to actually also provide pressure on users on the sending side, which they actively do, and suspend their accounts. But yeah, so will they increase level of protections, level of protection of users? Yeah, that's for sure. But email being here for many years and will be for many other years, I believe if the spam filters will evolve, so as Maildoso, and we will keep evolving and helping our customers to get insane results. That's for sure.
So what's next for Maildoso? Are there any exciting new features, developments on the horizon that listeners should be on the lookout for?
Yeah, our backlog is packed with deliverability features. So we have a huge plans for this year. So we're gonna launch a lot of stuff, and probably I might not disclose all of the things, but one of the things that we have just rolled out is that we actively checking what Google and Microsoft thinks about your mailbox and how do they what's your mailbox reputation, and we tell you if it's good, bad, or it's already burned, which is nobody does on the market.
Oh, that'd be good. That would be useful for everybody, B2B and B2C.
Yeah.
Now, who is your ideal client? We talked about B2B. I mean, what Is there a particular niche? Is it any niche in the business to business kind of space? What are those people and how can they contact you?
That's a good question. So most of our clients, of course, it's lead gen agencies, just because they actively do cold outreach and they the most educated on like how to do it properly so that you get maximum outcome from cold email. But also we see a lot of software companies using us, and in fact, like I don't know why, but we have a lot of med tech companies, which I am extremely proud of because, well, it makes us basically help other companies to save more lives, and we have a lot of enterprise sales, the companies that sell to enterprises. So basically, like it's companies that sell to other businesses, and then it can vary. Either founders of those companies, it's mostly it's small and medium-sized businesses, or it's somebody who runs sales in the organization or growth managers, and they can basically they can check our website maildoso.com. Especially, I highly recommend to check our deliverability guide. It's on the website in the footer. That is extremely helpful. I know a lot of people were surprised by some of the tactics we advised, and they were surprised by the results they start getting after applying those.
Well, this has been great. Is there anything else you'd like to add before we wrap it up today?
No, it was a very interesting conversation.
Well, thank you. Hey, thanks for joining us, Nikita. For listeners,
thank you for inviting.
For listeners, remember, if you like this episode, please go to Apple Podcasts and leave us an honest review if you're looking to connect with Nikita or Maildoso, excuse me. You'll find links in the show notes below, and we'll link that email deliverability guide as well right in there for you. In addition, if you're looking for more information on growing your business, check out our podcast resource center available at podcast.makeeachclickcount.com. We have compiled all of our different past guests by show topic and included each of the contact information in case you would like more information on any of the services discussed during previous episodes. Well, that's it for today. Remember to stay safe, keep healthy, and happy marketing. I'll talk to you in the next episode.